Okay, we're solving a square root equation, and in doing so, if I only have one square root, I like to get it by itself. The equation I start with is 2 times the square root of 3 minus x, and then on the same side, minus x equals 0. So I want to get this square root of 3 minus x by itself. So maybe I'll do it in 2 steps. One, I need to move the x that's outside the root on this side. So when I do that, I'll have 2 square roots of 3 minus x equals x. But I also really don't care for that 2 in front of the square root. It's not really bothering me. Just for consistency's sake, I'll get rid of it. So I'll divide both sides by 2. There might be an easier way to do this, but on the left I'll have square root of 3 minus x, and that'll be equal to 1/4, excuse me, not 1/4, 1/2 x. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so now that square root is all by itself, so I'm going to square both sides to get rid of it. So when I square the square root goes away, so on the left I'll have 3 minus x. When I square 1/2 x, I'll have 1/4 x squared. This is where I maybe didn't need to really divide by that 2, but I'm going to multiply everything by 4 just to get rid of that fraction there, and then I'll work from there. So if I multiply everything by 4, I'll have 12 minus 4x equals x squared. I'm going to pull everything to one side. X squared equal, excuse me, that's not one side. X squared plus 4x minus 12 equals 0. Let's bring it up here. I believe that factors. I believe that will factor into x plus 6 and x minus 2. You can double check that, but it does seem like it works. So I'll solve both of these simple linear equations. X plus 6 equals 0 means x is negative 6, and x minus 2 equals 0 means x is 2. So I got 2 answers, but as we said before, it's always a good idea to check them. So let's check it. Let's check x equals negative 6 first. So that'll be 2 times the square root of 3 minus negative 6. Minus negative 6 equals 0. So that's 2 square roots of 9 plus 6 equals 0. I can already tell this isn't going to work. That's 2 times 3 plus 6 equals 0. That's 12 equals 0. That's not true. So we're going to mark out this one. Does not work with the negative 6. So then let's try checking the other one. So recall that our method for solving these works, but it also picks up extra answers. So if there's an answer, we get it, but we also pick up a few things along the way that might not work. So let's see. When I plug in the 2 square roots of 3 minus 2, then minus 2 equals 0. So that's 2 times 1 minus 2 equals 0. Yes, 0 equals 0. This checks out. So we really only get the one answer, which is x equals 2.